So it's Friday, it's June 24th. Actually, it's not. We're pre-filming this one because we assume June 24th we'll be answering phone calls.
Yeah,
so it's
probably.
June 23rd. But you're watching this on June 24th, and we wanted to give you, all the details are written up on the site, and we try to make them as clear as possible because, again, we admit this is
complicated.
Pretty complicated. But
it's not super complicated, but
we wanted to give you a video that hopefully made it a little less complicated. So we'll give you some of the details. So we've already talked about all the different elements of everything's being discontinued. We'll never manufacture anymore because of the way we've done our business. Unlike a lot of manufacturing companies that buy things in small, especially illusion companies that might build 2 or 3 of an illusion, we do things in the hundreds and sometimes even the thousands when we do an illusion. So we have a lot of inventory.
Yeah, if you've seen that picture on Facebook, that's only some of the inventory we have.
It's actually a small amount of them. That's just what's in the garage that's overflowed from the basement and from a storage facility. I mean, it's insane. So we have a lot of each of the products. And so when we're doing these bundles, we told you, okay, we're going to give you one of everything. The truth is, most likely you'll get multiples of everything.
Yeah, but you're guaranteed at least one of everything.
So that's the thing. You're guaranteed one of everything. You'll get doubles of some things, and it'll be different. Every package, one person might get 2 shadow tints, and one person might get 2 B screens or whatever. Because
we'll try to make it as even as possible, but obviously sometimes the numbers won't.
Yeah, and so we're just going to divvy it up amongst what we're calling portions. So we're selling off the company almost like we're selling off stock. And some people even guessed that we were selling stock. And in a way we are, because what we're doing, we've divided up all the inventory, and rather than sell our company to someone else where they inherit the logo, the brand, the email list, our customer fans, we're selling it back to you. And it just seems fitting because our customers have done so much to build us. Yeah. So by buying one of these portions, you're actually buying a piece of creative magic, and no one person. From then on, we no longer have the right to sell the company because everyone owns a little piece of it. Now your piece isn't big enough to give you permission to go manufacturing stuff, unless of course you bought all the pieces. Good luck with that.
Wow. Yeah.
Not going to happen. So no one person will ever be able to manufacture our stuff, and we feel very passionate about that. We want our products to always represent the quality that we put into it, the customer service that we put into it. And so if someone else decides to do a version of gigantic foam wands down the line, which is bound to happen, that it's not a creative magic. It's not bigger wands. It's someone else's version of it. And that's really important to us. That was, at the end of the day, when we looked at selling the company, it felt like we were selling a kid or something, and we just didn't like the idea of someone else having creative control over something that we were really passionate about. And if they started to slip in quality or whatever,
it would make us sad. Sad for us, really sad for you.
Yeah. So it's been a good run, and we're just going to end on that note. So everything must go. This is not your normal furniture sale where they're just teasing about everything must go. Literally everything must go.
And everything will go.
Everything will go. Even if we only sell 4 of these things, you guys hit the jackpot. But we're not doing this so much for the money. It'll be nice to have some capital to work on Teach by Magic, but that's not the main motivation behind this. Is just clearing out the space and getting it out of our house and out of our facilities and just being done with it. And so whether we sell 3 or 30, it's all going to go. So we've divided it into portions already in theory. And this is probably the most complex part for you guys to wrap your mind around. So we'll see how we do on this. But we've said, okay, we can only do so many, because we guarantee one of everything, we can only do so many piles based on or portions based on, we've been calling them piles secretly, but lots, piles, bundles, whatever, not anymore. We call them piles, but because we're making a pile of tricks, so it's a portion of our company, because that means more, because like we were talking about with the logo. So we know roughly how many we can do based on which illusion we have the least of, because we've guaranteed you'll have one of everything. And so from there, then we know other illusions we have 3 or 4 times that quantity. So we already know of that illusion, people. But if we don't sell all the allotments that we have, which is a possibility, I think we will sell all of them.
Probably.
But if we don't, then we'll take the leftover portions and distribute them. Or if people stop making their payments, payments, of course, we're going to stop shipping stuff.
Right.
And so at that point, we would distribute it over the people, or if we have a waiting list, we'll turn to a waiting list. So that's basically what you're looking at. You're guaranteed one of everything, and you're guaranteed doubles of some stuff, and you're guaranteed at least $10,000.
Yeah, that portion will be worth at least $10,000 retail.
Yeah, and probably considerably more, but we just want to be able to give you a guarantee. And the reason people are going to ask why we're doing this over such a long period of time, and the reason is for our sanity. We have so much stuff, and it's not ready to ship.
No, we literally inspect everything that we send out. We set it up, take a look at it before we send it to you. That's part of our customer service, and one of the things we weren't comfortable handing over to someone else. And so we're going to have to do that with literally everything that's in that garage, in the storage facility, in the basement, all of those things, and to do it all at once. Especially
not possible.
Especially when it's just the two of us. Yeah,
it's just not possible. I mean, it would take months and months and months, and we decided, we could probably squeeze this into 6 months. We explored that, but for our sanity and for Teach by Magic's sake, we didn't want it to be this working 10 hours a day constantly. And
it would have been more than 10 hours.
And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you hire someone else to help you with the inspecting? Been there, done that.
We tried that. That's correct.
We went through 2 employees, and some of you probably had fun experiences with us, including a 30-foot magic wand. Sorry. Quality control inspector, and we had the worst quality when we had that. So we don't
really trust it to anyone.
We don't trust it to anyone. So it'll be us, and we just wanted to spread it out. And it just seemed a good way to spread out, being able to give you an option of making payments and making it fun, getting a package once every 3 months.
It's Christmas every 3 months.
and then it allows us to be as fair as possible, because literally we'll just focus on, okay, we're going to do cube squareds, and how many cube squareds do we have? Okay, everyone gets 1 cube squared, and here's the leftovers that we'll distribute later. Now B screens, and how many do we have? And divvy them up. And so we can make a judgment call of who's getting what, and make sure each month this is our focus, and everyone gets their fair share. And then we'll take the final month when you're getting your top secret trick and distribute whatever else is left as well too. And that's where people really start getting different things. But by then you'll have got so much. We promise you won't be jealous of anyone else's bundle. No. So since Rebekah handles all the financial stuff, I thought we'd let you talk about payments.
Well, and I wanted to talk a little bit too about becoming a part of it, like your options to buy in, if you will. Obviously, the very limiting factor is quantity, and so once they're gone, they're gone. So if you call in and they're gone, then that's it. However, if we don't sell all of them, we are going to have a cutoff date. We have to have a cutoff date, obviously, in order to make this work. So the cutoff date will be the end of August, because the first shipment will be in September, and so we want to make sure we've got everyone that is going to purchase a portion in the system by then, by the time that the first shipment goes out. So you have till then, till supplies run out, or until then, one or the other.
And we'll keep you posted. The site will obviously indicate, and we'll start a waiting list, because we assume some people will halfway through change their lifestyle and stop making payments, or heaven forbid pass away, or who knows. So
yeah. So yeah, those few options. Okay, so then I know this is the thing that you've kind of been wondering about since Monday. What are we charging for this bundle, this portion? The price will be $3,600 is the price, and so that is way below. If you're guaranteed at least $10,000 in retail, that's a pretty sweet deal. $3,600. That's 36%. If you're going just from 10,000, right? At least.
Guaranteed.
I mean, it will most likely go considerably down from that. And then it works out pretty evenly as far as making payments. We understand that $3,600 is quite a chunk of change up front, and so being able to divide that into 24 payments becomes really easy. Those payments become $150 a month. So that's a little bit more manageable, and then it's a nice even number too. We like those nice even numbers. And of course that is without shipping, and that's where we talked a little bit about you could do payments or you could pay it all up front, and if you pay it all up front, you'll save a little bit of money. That's where saving the money comes in, is you'll be saving on shipping. And so for those of you in the U.S., if you decided that you want to buy into this and you just want to go ahead and pay up front, then all you'll pay is the $3,600, and that'll save you figured it's about $240. We're guessing on average that each shipment will be each box will be about $30 to ship. So that'd save you about $240. Now overseas, because shipping is so much higher overseas, the upfront price of the pile, or the portion. See, we really do call them piles. Woo! Because, just...
We've been talking about this for a long time.
We just picture this pile of bags. It's so much fun. But if you do end up purchasing a portion overseas, the upfront price for that will be $4,000. And that will save you about $200 as well, because we're guessing it'll be about $75 to ship each of those boxes. So that'll save you some money. Now, again, that's a huge chunk of change. So with being able to make payments and incorporating shipping into that, it actually works out pretty well for stateside and for international shipping, because we're figuring again that each box will be about $30 to ship. So then, every 3 months we're just adding $30 onto your payment. Well, that's 3 months of payment, so we're just adding 10 to the US guys, so that'd make your payment $160 a month. And then for the foreign guys, it would make it $175, because it would be $25 for each of those months. So you can do that. We can make your monthly payment $160 or the $175. The other option that we're going to allow you to do as well, because we're just guesstimating what that shipping is, if you would rather just pay the $150 a month, and then in the month that we ship, we'll just charge your credit card for the exact amount of shipping. So you'd actually see 2 charges that month. You'd see the $150, and then you'd see the actual shipping charge. You could do that as well. Probably we're guessing around 30, we're guessing around 75. Maybe at times it'll be lower, maybe at times it'll be higher. We're not really sure.
We prefer, as you probably know, we usually try to undercharge for shipping, because we hate overcharging for shipping. Yeah. So we're assuming, based on what we're going to be shipping you, we're assuming $30 is a very pretty fair underestimate of what it's going to be. It'll probably end up costing you a little bit more, but there will be, like with the month when you're getting wands and stuff, the lighter stuff, it might be a little bit less than 30 or a little bit less than 75, but we're just trying to keep it simple. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the whole reason for what we're doing, is trying to simplify our lives. And so we'll have people say, well, can I just get all my stuff up front?
No.
And no, because then that goes back to where we're divvying up the piles, and if we send you, even if we just send you one of everything, it's us going way back into the warehouse and pulling everything out and making special exceptions. People will ask, can I get a special colored B screens, or can I get special colored flip switch? And we will try, if you get multiples, try to make them different colors in your pile and in your portion. But we're really trying to avoid any kind of special exceptions, so that everything's just kind of automatic.
Everything will be like clockwork. It'll just be a lot easier for us, and then it'll be better for you too, because we won't mess up that way.
Well, and even the credit cards is Rebekah has a system that the credit cards will automatically be charged. Everything is automated, streamlined. UPS will come, show up, and pick up all the boxes. They'll be good to go, and we can pace ourselves. And we're just really excited about being able to pace ourselves over the next 2 years, know exactly what works ahead of us, and be able to plan around that. So makes it easy for us. So please don't expect any kind of special exceptions, and hopefully that makes sense why we can't do that.
Yeah.
The deal is a huge deal, and if you're not in any hurry to get this stuff, then this is the way to get it. If you are in a hurry getting this stuff, now your only option is to try to find someone that already has it.
Yeah.
And before we let you go, we want to talk about the different reasons you might be picking up a portion. So we talked a little bit about this before, that you could fill in the blanks of the things that you've just been wanting on your wish list. And that's one of the reasons on Facebook we had you start your wish list of, I really should have a random fate, because occasionally I was wanting to do that type of thing.
Or I have been looking at that shadow tent for a really long time. I probably should just...
Yeah, and the portion, the cost of a portion is practically 2 illusions, 2 or 3 illusions. So, I mean, it really is just a crazy, screaming good deal. And so if you're going to fill in those blanks, that's great. If you are using some of those things, I use my B screens, I use my shadow tint, I use the invisible paint, and suddenly you go, man, I really should have backups of this stuff. This is the time,
and the way,
and the value is there.
Yeah.
But we figure another great opportunity. We're big advocates for clubs. I feel like with technology and the internet and everything, that clubs are unfortunately not as popular as they should be, and people get their magic fix online on YouTube, and aren't going out and participating in the local magic clubs. And
it's important. Our club has been so helpful to us.
Creative Magic wouldn't be near what it is without our local club. and we sure love them, and they've done so much for us, and we hope to have done a little bit for them. But I feel passionate about that interaction. Magic is an art that needs to be in person, and you need someone saying, no, actually hold your hand this way, and you looked away, and you really should do this, and that opportunity to interact with your magic club is priceless. And so we really want to support the IBMs, SAMs, and university clubs, whatever. I was a part of a university magic club, and then when that fell apart, came to the SAM because I needed that support from the club, and I enjoyed that. I didn't have that when I was younger, and wish that I had that mentor and that guidance that you don't get from YouTube and you don't get from books or DVDs.
Well, that's true. The interaction.
Yeah, the interaction is priceless. So we like to do anything we can to support those, and we figure these portions are the perfect way to support them, because one of the biggest concerns in clubs, when you look at a new member, they go, well, should I join this club? What is it worth the price of joining? And a lot of times there's not the value tangible to them. They don't see the big picture of the value of interacting with people, and so on paper, joining a club doesn't seem to have a ton of. You get a magazine and a card, that says you're a club member. Maybe you're getting the insurance,
right.
And so we really want to work on adding more value to not only our local club but to all the clubs. And so the idea that we came up with was starting I know some clubs do this already, and starting a community pool of illusions that you can rent from. And so now you as a club, if you contact your local club members, see if they want to do this, you guys can all chip in, do the upfront thing, just get it paid for so there's no shipping. Everyone chips in, and suddenly you have a pool of illusions growing over the next 2 years that everyone can rent from. And now when you have a visitor that says, hey, I'm thinking about joining your club, you go, well, this is one of the perks. We have this video library, we have this illusion library that you can rent from, and maybe you use it as a source of revenue where they can check out a shadow tent for $25 and use it. Or maybe you're doing a club show, and you want to use all these, the invisible paint and the wands and everything in a club show. But we loan our products to our local club members all the time, and we feel like there's a value there, and someone that's not necessarily wanting to invest in a big illusion, but they have that one scout camp thing that they agreed to do, or their local church, and it's good to give them access to these things.
Yeah, well, and the idea when we were first talking about this, and Brian has really great ideas all the time. He's always like, hey, Becca, guess what? And I'm like, really? But one of the elements that I really liked about it, when he was first telling me about this idea, was if a club were to do this, and then members were to rent these items, that, like you said, you'd have a revenue source, but you could also set that aside, and then you could continue to grow your illusion library or your video library. You could put that towards, well, we've all been really wanting a cube zag or something like that, so you just save up till you can get that as well. Cube zag doesn't fit in a bag, but it's still pretty cool.
But we love it.
Yeah.
Personally,
it's still a pretty good illusion.
But yeah, and every club will do this differently. So the main thing is we wanted to kind of give you a basic idea. You could go to the website. We have a few other just ideas of how you could generate interest, if rewarding the people who chip in, and give them some of the smaller stuff. Use the smaller stuff for raffle items, or for new member welcome gifts, or giving the people that buy in to start it off, giving them extra rental certificates. So suddenly for their $100 that they chip in, they have twice as many rentals as they would have otherwise, and for being one of the initial ones, or a lot of different things. So check that out if you're a club or a club. Check that out and share that with your club members. And then the last thing we want to mention is, as we've said before, our biggest goal is making sure that everyone knows. A lot of people are going, man, I can't believe how much money you've spent on advertising, that you're going out of business. We've literally spent tens of thousands of dollars on postcards and mailers and ads and online banners and everything, because we felt it was really important that our customers especially, but that everyone know that we're not going to be around. Because when we did the April Fool's joke about us going out of business, it took us 6 to 9 months to clean that up.
Getting calls. Yeah, I hear you're going out of business.
Can I still get a shadow tent?
I'm like, it's September.
Yeah, so
that joke was in April.
So we really don't want that to happen, because now it's the real deal. Once we're gone, and people, sure, some of this stuff will be circulating. We figure some people will pick this stuff up as an investment.
Just as an investment, yeah. I imagine there will be a lot of people that will do that.
But if you do that, we figure if there's 30 people that pick it up as an investment and they all go to eBay and try to sell their shadow tent the minute it shows up, they're not going to have a whole lot of success. Anyone that wants a shadow tent on a good deal probably picking up a pile. So if you do plan on picking it up as an investment, we recommend plan on waiting a couple years. If you wait 2 or 3 years, then it could be a really good investment.
It's the truth.
But if I didn't want to get rid of it all, I'd probably keep some stuff for myself as an investment. But I want it gone. So anyhow, that's a basic overview of what we're doing. Hopefully that gives you a good start. I know it's a lot easier to watch a video than to read through it all. But it is all
we're going to have it all written out. And
the FAQs. And
again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact us via email or phone.
Yeah. If you have questions, probably shoot towards emailing more than calling, because calling will probably be more the people that are actually placing the orders. So
that's true.
But anyway, you want to get a hold of us, go for it, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. And one last time, we really, really appreciate your support. We've had a blast, and the main thing we want is that you keep that magic alive.